Hello again. It's Jesse back to talk about the doser with you. I'm actually going to try and run through showing you exactly how I prepare a capsule with it, so you get a better feel of what I've had to do on a regular basis now. And bear with me; it's a little tricky to try and focus on a few things at once, but uh, I'm going to do my best. If you'll hang with me, I'll hang with you, and let's see if we can get this taken care of. I've gone ahead and loaded a syringe with some of the cannabis oil in it onto a nice blue doser. Blue Dream might be a good name for it. Who knows? A nice deep blue. Again, it's real simple. Once you set this to the right distance for the doser by simply turning the knob to adjust, which it does have a nice click to it, so you can kind of see it clicks every quarter turn, so you can really keep track of how much you're dosing and make sure you're real consistent. So it's just going to snap right in like that. Holds in just fine. What's nice is this little cap right here serves as a nice base, so you can actually set it down on a table just like that, and it'll actually hold itself up. So it's handy in more ways than one. It also allows you to hold it and dispense with your thumb real easily there back and forth. So with that said, here we go. I'm going to take this cap off. There we go. It's always the tricky part. Now, normally when you're dosing this kind of oil or anything in this range, it's very powerful stuff, and you don't need a whole lot of it. So normally the beginnings dose size they say is a little tiny piece the size the half of a grain of rice. So if you're trying to get to control that size of a drop into a capsule without using some device, it gets really tricky. And I did that a few times and covered my thumb in very expensive concentrate, and that's when I came up with this idea. So what I do now is I simply take this and holding it, there we go, there we are, there's my field of view. Holding it like that, I'm going to pull it back a bit. I'm going to sit here and I rotate it towards myself to dispense. So I'm actually just going to snap it once, twice, and just keep going until I start to get a drop. Then I will say, okay, there's one drop coming out. Like I said, it depends on the oil you have and how it was made. And so 3, and I'm going to say 4 drops is enough in that one. I simply dial it back with my thumb to pull that drop back in and set this on the table, just like that. So again, it sets right down on that knob and holds itself up. Then I'm just going to assemble this capsule. So as you can see, it doesn't take very much. There's a very tiny amount in there, literally 4 drops, rather small size, and that is enough for 6 to 8 hours of pain and stiffness relief for my wife. Now, what we go through is that we have a specific blend of this cannabis oil, which allows her to it's a very high CBD blend. It's a catchword right now, but basically what I get at there is that it doesn't give you a high. It doesn't make you unfunctionable. You still are okay. So we make sure we keep a minor dose during the daytime. And I'm going to make another one of these up real quick, just so you can get a better feel for how I do that again. Again, I take the little capsule apart. I pick up the Dowling doser with my cartridge on there, my syringe or my applicator, and I'm just going to, again, rotating it towards myself. I pull down on that little knob, and I start clicking until I get a drop. And let's say I want to put a couple more in for the nighttime, where it'll help a little better. 3, 4, 5, and one more drop. And then I dial it back. Again, you see my thumb up there. Twist it back a little bit. That way you can kind of pull it back into the syringe. You set that down, and there you go. You got another capsule made. So that really is all there is to it. It's that simple. Again, we usually do this about once a week. We'll sit down on Sunday evening. She puts all of her pill organizer together with all of her vitamins and all the things she takes during the week, and I make up all of her little capsules. So I make up 14 of these in one go. She puts it in her pill holder, and she's set for a week. It used to take quite a bit of time and frustration putting these together, but now that I came up with this, it's been much easier. I haven't wasted any of this. A lot of times this specific oil can cost up to an average of $60 a gram. It can be as low as 30 and as high as 80 or 90, depending on where you're finding it. So you don't really want to waste a lot of that, and just a couple drops of that can equal a lot of money. So again, that's what the doser is supposed to do. Then once you're done with it, you just go ahead and put your cap back on your little syringe or your applicator, pull it off, and you're good to go until you need another one. You're really not limited to just capsules. That's what this came out as, but that's what it started with. A lot of people will actually just they might put a couple dots on their finger and put it under their tongue. They might put a couple of drops on a cracker and just eat the cracker. Some people, if they're having a cup of coffee, they can actually put a few drops in their coffee, swirl that around, and mix it in real good, and you can just have it with your morning coffee. So it's not limited to just filling capsules. But the real key on this device, what it really needs to, the real importance of it, is it lets you know that you're getting the same amount every time. So I know when I go to make her capsule, if she's going to need 3 clicks, I know I'm going to do about 3 clicks in there, and then I'm going to be good, and I'll dial it back. So and it really works really rather well because you have a lot of options there, and you can really control it. It's a very smooth, controlled motion. When you're trying to do it by hand, you're trying to overcome the stickiness of the stuff in the syringe, and you put too much pressure on it, and then before you know it, you're squirting it all over your hand or your thumb, and you've wasted it. So that's what this is all about, and I'm going to read this back and see how it looks. Thanks.